Okay, good morning, friends. So excited to be here today. Hey, good. Hello, friends. It's Stacy Krolak, and we are here with another series of Sip with Stacy. So excited to be here with you all today. The idea behind the leadership live stream is to take a deep dive into our leadership, but more specifically, the leaders that are living by the council's mission, vision, and values. I was inspired to start this program because as leaders, we lift as we climb. We're holding on to the arm of our mentee that is leading us, but also we're holding on to the mentee of the leader that we are pulling up. And we never want to break that chain of leadership. So without further ado, we have with us today, Cassandra Odoms. So welcome, Cassandra.
Thank you. How's everyone doing today?
I'm sure everyone is doing great, and we cannot wait to shine a light on you, Cassandra, and hear more about your leadership. And first off, just because we are in a political year and I feel, a lot of patriotism and things like that, I have such respect for veterans. I had time to speak with Cassandra, and I want to shine a light and give her the respect. She was in the Army for 34 years. So thank you for your service, Cassandra. Can you tell us a little about that leadership journey?
Oh, goodness. I came in during a time where, there are many females that paved the way for women like me. And when I say women, I'm talking about, diversity, to pave the way for us to do what we were able to do. And I got to see firsthand where that came from. When I was stationed in Maryland, they have what we call the old soldiers home. And I got to meet some of the women. They were like 70s, 80s, and they were pretty much at the rank structure I was at that time. And it was just awesome to see that and to hear their stories. And I had a young lady with me, junior in rank, and I told her, I said, this is why we do what we do. These ladies right here are why we are where we are today. Because, back then it was much more difficult for women in the military. And, fast forward to that, it was just awesome to see where that legacy started. And for me, I enjoyed my time in the military. Of course, it has its ups and downs, but I enjoyed serving others and bringing those leaders up along with me, because that's what you do. You give back. And that was one of my mantras as I moved up in rank, because it was my responsibility to give back to those and to bring those up along with me, because I wasn't going to stay in forever. And I had to ensure they were prepared to take that charge as well. So that was the highlight of it for me. And it wasn't, I used to tell my leaders, because I retired as a command sergeant major, and I would tell my my junior leaders, it's not about the rank, but it's what you do with it. And when you are serving your purpose, and you are bringing those leaders up with you, those soldiers up with you, and preparing them, then you're doing what you're supposed to do. You will get what you're supposed to receive when it's time for you to receive it. There's some things that you need to do in order to get there. So I enjoy that. I retired almost 6 years ago, and some of it is still in me, but I try to stay retired.
Well, those were some wise words. What I received from that was helping others. It's all about the other person, lift as you climb, and really serving others. So it sounds like that was a wonderful background in leadership, and so much to take from that leadership experience that you can even bring forward to the Women's Council, I bet.
Yes, and I didn't realize the similarities between the military and real estate, actually, until I actually started doing real estate. And I'm like, okay, because for some that transition from the military and coming in real estate, they don't quite grasp because they're still in that military mind. So they don't see how those two correlate. And they actually do, and it actually helps me in my leadership journey because because being in the military, you are providing a service to others, as well as you do that in real estate. And you bring others along with you, like we just said. You do that in real estate. You have your mentors, your mentees. And so it's easier. I'm not going to say easier because it's never easy being a leader, but it's not as big of a struggle because now I can put the two together, and that helps me in that transition. That helps me in that path.
I bet.
But it's been a joy.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Well, thank you again for your service, Cassandra. We appreciate you so very much. And thanks for being a leader, because we need more leaders just like you. So thank you. Now, with wrapping our head around just leadership and lifting as we climb, let's talk about this next objective. How do you learn to embrace a failure and go forward, Cassandra, when that happens in your leadership journey?
You have to, for me, I have to sit back and reflect. And I have to see, okay, what is it? What was my initial goal to begin with? And dissect where I went wrong along the way. And the biggest thing for me is taking ownership when you make a mistake, because when as a leader, you can't do the blame game because you're responsible for the good, bad, and the ugly. So you have to sit back and say, okay, first of all, I own this, because it has affected, my mistake has affected not just me, but it's affected an organization. It's affected my team. So that part has to come first. And then you just, you take it in pieces, see what you've done to make that mistake and put those things in place to keep from making the mistake again.
That sounds like a great plan of action. I love that. Prepare for your comeback and analyze what happened and go forward and never give up, right?
That is correct.
I love it. I love it. I love your enthusiasm. Now let's talk about your current role with the Women's Council and what role are you going to be playing in 2023 going forth with your leadership journey in the Women's Council?
Right now, I am the 2022 president of the DeKalb, Georgia network. I love them to death.
I see some of your fans on the feed here. I see them.
Oh, okay.
They're supporting you.
And, I must say, I have had a fantastic, fabulous, it's just been awesome. And a leader can't have a year like that without having a great team. And my team has just been, we are stuck like glue, but soon we'll have to part to a degree.
to a little degree.
Just a little bit. But we could not have accomplished what we've accomplished in our network without each other. And that's what I mean when I say it's not about you. You have to be a we. You have to be a team in order to have that success, because everybody has a part, everybody has a voice. And when those voices come together, you get what we have. Next year, see, that's my business partner.
I heard your business partner.
He comes to all of our network meetings.
Can we see your business partner? Are we allowed to see him?
You're allowed to see him when he goes back in. He's looking at his pawpaw right now.
Okay, okay,
He'll be back.
okay.
Uh, Next year, I will be 2023 District Vice President for the state of Georgia. I'm really excited about that. It gives me the opportunity to grow, not just by position, but as a leader, because it's always something new. And now I have to take my leadership style to a different level, because now I'm dealing with not just one network, I'm dealing with three. And each one of those networks is going to be different. So goes back into my military training, learning how to be a diverse leader, learning how to recognize the different personalities and working with those personalities and bringing everybody together as one, because at the end of the day, that's the objective. And my goal for them is to help them enhance what they already have. I'm not there to do it for them, but I'm there to help you and support you. And I know those that are out there in the listening world, probably, I know they hear me, but I say this quite often, it's not about me. It's about helping others and helping them to be successful. So that is my goal and my agenda for District DVP.
I love that. I love that, because you're taking a lot of your leadership background in the Army, and you're bringing that forward, and you're using that diversity and that strength to really help them, and you're helping them lift as they climb, and you're taking the journey with them. So that's beautiful. So 3 networks. And what are those 3 networks, Cassandra, that you'll be instructing and helping with?
I will have Gwinnett, Atlanta, and Savannah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, they are fortunate to have you, Cassandra.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful year. Now, this is one of my very favorite questions. I was asked this question on an interview once myself. Were you born a leader?
I would say no. Mm-hmm. Although I am the oldest child, I have been called, my mother used to call me a little bossy. But I think leaders are developed versus being born. There may be some things that within your personality that will, bring that out. Ooh. My phone was ringing.
Okay. Hold one moment, friends. We're just going to turn that.
Leave it off.
We're going to turn that phone off just in a second. We're just having a little music. That's a little background music. What a better way to start the morning off with upbeat
My
music.
Apologies. I thought I had it turned off.
It's okay. No worries. Like our friend in Oregon just said on our feed, it's a dance party.
Oh, God. And up at the top of my screen, it said playing music.
I love music.
Oh, goodness.
No problems here, Cassandra. No problems here.
Bad timing.
It's okay. I love it. Okay, so let's go to our next question, Cassandra. What is the best piece of advice you have for incoming leadership?
Be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Know yourself. Ask what you don't know. It's okay. You're not going to come in with everything because it's new.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to ask those questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to those that you know can help you. Because at the end of the day, this is a process that every leader is going to have to go through. And regardless of what level you are, you're still growing. And if you feel like you have reached that pinnacle, you have reached the top of the mountain, then you might want to, come down just a little bit, because you have to allow yourself room for growth. Because when you stop growing and stop learning, you just stop. And no leader should ever reach a point where they stop growing, because that flower has to always, it's just like the flowers in our yard, that has to always be fed. It has to always be nurtured. It has to always have those things to help it continue to grow into that beauty. So it's the same thing with leadership. So those that are, coming up, don't think you're in it alone, for one thing. you have more than enough resources and help to help you along your journey. And I've had that even in Women's Council, and I'll continue to have that, because I want to keep that right here in my heart and in my hip pocket. And they know who they are. And I have no problem going to when I need to. So that is my piece of advice for any up and coming leader.
And that is wonderful. And just to recap on the flower, the analogy of the flower, we all are lifelong learners, and we need to continue to always be learning and developing and evolving. So I love that piece of advice, Cassandra. That's wonderful. So thank you for that. And the next question I have is, thinking back 5 years ago, did you envision where you would be when you think back 5 years ago? What was your vision?
My vision was I wanted to, just be in real estate. I wanted to, my niche is veterans and the veteran community. And, I wanted to be more involved with the veteran community. And actually, I still am. I never thought I would be where I am in Women's Council Realtors. That just, it was well, when I started, I wanted to be an active participating member. And, I didn't want to be that name on the roster. I actually wanted to be involved. And after that, it just kind of took off. There is a story that comes with it. And I know she's on this call, on this line, probably laughing at me. So I'm not going to put it out there on blast.
Well, tell me the story.
Oh, goodness. At that time, she was our incoming president-elect. And I just never thought about it. I just wanted to be, if they needed help, I raised my hand. But my husband and I were talking about, what we wanted to do and where we, our goals and stuff. And I had told him I wanted to be more involved in Women's Council Realtors. And before I could get all that out, I received a phone call. And I just bust out and started laughing when I found out who it was. And she asked me, she said, "What's funny?" I said, "Me and my husband were just talking about you, not you in particular, but talking about this," because she had asked me to be the secretary. And I was secretary then. And I was just, it was so funny to me, but at the same time, kind of scary, because I'm like, how did I go from here to here just like that? And we call it a blessing. We still laugh about that today. That's going to always be our running joke. That is really how my journey started in Women's Council. And and to be totally transparent, there was a point in there, because I know some members have felt that way or feel that way. And that's one of the things that was important to me in my year as president. You know, there may be a point in there where you may not feel like you fit in, or you like, okay, why am I here? And it was a lady that I just love and admire to death
Oh,
that talked me off that ledge. And ever since then, um, it's been going the way that it's been going. And then I said that because I know I've seen it in other members. And one of the things, my vision statement for the CAB this year was inclusive, not exclusive. And that is above anything. That's more important to me than membership, to be honest with you, because it's no one wants to feel like they're left out.
mhm,
Everybody wants to feel like they want not just that value, but they want to feel like they are part of something positive and something that's moving forward. And
mhm,
it's not just about the more experienced agents. It's
mhm.
about the new ones as well. And we wrap our arms around the brand new agents, because I think Women's Council is that um, where they can help build their foundation in order to not just build a business, but build themselves as realtors. And when you come to an organization like this, it's like, wow, okay, now what do I do? where do I go? And to me, that's part of the mission statement of Women's Council. And it's not just for those that have gone down in the trenches for many, many years. That also applies to our I don't want to say baby, but our newer agents just coming out of the gate,
Mhm.
and getting to understand, okay, this is a place where you can grow. We
Mhm.
can help you become a business leader. We can help you be a better leader, not just in our industry, but in your community. So it's, that mission statement is profound in many ways and can be applied many ways. So that's kind of I guess I was on a little soapbox there for a minute.
No, I love it because Cassandra, it's powerful what you said, and every word has meaning. And I'm telling you, the feed is just blowing up over here. I'm looking inclusive, not exclusive. People are just absolutely loving what you're saying. So there's such power in that, and there's power in that statement about that Women's Council. We are known for wrapping our arms around everyone and taking everyone
Mhm.
on that leadership journey. So thank you for putting that at the forefront of your leadership goals, because we need more leaders like you. So thank you for that. That's so powerful, warms all of our hearts, because it's true. That's what we need to be. So thank you.
Thank you.
My next question, um, tell me, what is the most important leadership lesson that you have learned?
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, it's a tough one. I know. You gotta think, you gotta think back, right? I mean, you probably have a lot of examples, but just give it
Ah,
one good one.
what leadership lesson have I learned?
Mhm. Or what is one of the most important leadership lessons?
Mm.
It's hard to pick just one,
I,
right?
I know. Guys, I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, what is, phew, that's a good one.
How about this? Let's
I,
switch to this one.
I got you.
Okay. Or you want to go forward?
Mhm. um, Never compromise your integrity, your dignity, and your self-respect. Those don't give those away. Those are the things that belong to you. And if you give those things away, then you have opened yourself up to something that you're not ready to receive.
Wow, that's powerful. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's like, wow. Those are powerful words that you're using. So
Yeah,
thank you.
that's something I used to have forums on the installations where I served,
Mhm.
and particularly with women, because of some of the challenges that they would go through. And those are the things that I would tell them. Those 3 things I would tell them. So, and it wasn't just a lesson for them, because when I would tell them, okay, it's when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. And so those things are important. So don't give those away, because you won't be able to get them back once you do.
Wow. Those are like the 3 jewels of leadership: integrity, dignity, and self-respect. I love that. That's a mic drop. I'm going to just say that's a mic drop, because those are powerful. Thank you. Thank you for those words, Cassandra. I would love to hear more about your business partner now. Can we talk about your business partner? Give us a little background. Yes.
This is my business partner.
Okay.
This is Cody.
This is Cody. Okay.
Yeah, Cody.
Hi, Cody. And what position does Cody handle? What leadership role does Cody play?
You make sure I get where I'm supposed to be.
He's like a professional. It's just, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but I mean, is it a he? It's a he. Yeah. He's just sitting there like prompt up, like, oh, I'm ready to go. Here we go.
You want to make sure everybody is present and accounted for.
That's right. He's kind of like a sergeant at arms, I think.
Yes. And if somebody's absent, he go get them.
That's right. That's right. I love that. Well, Cody, thank you for being on Sip with Stacey. We haven't had any business partners, let alone a sergeant of arms before, and we're so honored to have you on today. That's wonderful. So he was. That's right. And just so everyone knows, in this morning when we first got on, Cassandra and I got on a few minutes early, and Cody was on, and he was barking, and he was going around the chair, but I couldn't see him. And so I said, let's bring Cody on at the end.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Four-legged baby.
That's wonderful. Well, Cassandra, it has been an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you on today, and just the words of wisdom that you have given us today. So honored, and such thought and leadership behind what you're doing. I know you're going to do wonderful things in 2023 as your district vice president. And I want to just say thank you for having the courage and raising your hand to be on today. Is there any last statements or anything that you would like to say before we sign off today?
Well, Stacey, it was a pleasure. And this, I really enjoyed this time. The person I really need to thank is and I know she's on here.
Yes, she is.
My network ambassador.
the other ambassador.
The other ambassador.
She was awesome. I got several messages, and she said, you need to have this leader on. And I am so thankful for her reaching out to me. So
this is really an honor and a pleasure. All of us, have different stories. We come from different places, and this was really nice.
Well,
so I really appreciate you letting me be here and share my journey. And my network ambassador, I thank you.
And the honor was all mine, and I'm just happy to be able to spill the tea about you, Cassandra. So have a wonderful day,
Thank
and
you.
we will see you soon in Orlando. So
Yes.
bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Okay.